So could you briefly explain to us what your roles are and how long you've been doing them?
Sure, no problem at all. I mean, I guess just as background, I've been at A&O for 15 years and actually always within the role that we now share. So what was once upon a time my job is now our job. And then obviously over to you, Katie.
So I've been with Anne Overy for just over 7 years, and I went off and had my twin boys, and really keen to come back to work, but knew the demands of working 5 days a week, and that wasn't something that for now I was looking to do.
And I was having a move across the country and actually thought that this would be a way of actually continuing to do a job that I enjoyed very much, but actually having a little bit more time other than just sort of the 5 days a week.
How did your job share exactly come about?
Our manager, who was the global head of corporate business development at the time, Mike Bezic, set about convincing us, as well as the senior management team and crucially obviously the partners to get on board that this was something that could really work.
I mean, flexible working was sort of something that had stigma attached to it. It was almost a dirty word sort of 10 years ago. But actually, yes, there's far more sort of flexible working arrangements, whether it's remote working, whether it's actually support staff, whether it's lawyers. It's across the business, and that is something that A&O is really embracing. And we spent a lot of time thinking about how would the job share work in practice. So the reality is Katie starts the week. We have a crossover day where we both work on a Wednesday, and then I sort of follow on the end of the week with Wednesday to Friday.
And in terms of the actual split of the role, so it quite naturally fell into our skill sets. So we had to be quite honest with ourselves about where our strengths and weaknesses were. I do not like spreadsheets. Emma loves a spreadsheet. I do not do process so well. She loves the process.
Katie's far more creative than I am, always.
So there was just
a yin and yang.
Yin and yang, most definitely.
What have been the challenges of this new arrangement?
I think us working out the balance between managing expectations of ourselves as well as that of the business, because obviously it's not really a 9-to-5 environment. So finding that balance between how it would work on your days off, when could we, would we, should we look on emails and keep on top of projects and so on, but not being too available that you ended up working on your days off. Just getting your head around being okay with delivering less because you're only working 3 days a week.
Because collectively we are delivering as much, if not more, and it is a shift to sort of realise that amount is the right amount.
Out of interest, do you assess each other's performance?
On a daily basis, actually, I'd say.
But no, I mean, that's part and parcel of it, is actually learning from one another. And there's the cheesy expression that 2 heads are always better than 1. And actually, there's a number of times where I've thought, actually, this has been really valuable to have somebody to share my thoughts with and to get another perspective.
So do you think that being in a job share arrangement has any kind of negative impact on your ability to progress your career?
It shouldn't be.
Absolutely no reason why it should. We are just as capable whether we're working 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, whether you're working 7 days a week. Everybody should be assessed on the performance that they bring to a role, irrespective of, whether it's a job share, whether they're male, female, so on and so forth. So absolutely not.
What tips would you give an individual considering this kind of working arrangement?
For me, having the right job share and the right partnership is really important. Really being committed to one another and to the job itself.
You're never trying to sort of stitch the other one up. You're not trying to leave work for the other person. Quite the opposite, we're always trying to help each other out, and the fact that we like each other helps an awful lot.
Even though we are very different, you don't have to be the same, and I think you can have very different skills, but complement one another, well.
Katie, Emma, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you.